whew, doing stuff like that. What up, everybody? We're out here, we're mobbing. So today, on today's lovely ride, we're going to be talking about all the mods you can put on the Freego X2, or more so, all the mods I currently have on my Freego X2. And so, yeah, kind of excited for this video. I'm kind of excited to hear about your guys' opinions, and I would like you guys to comment down below what mods you guys have for your Freego that I'm not running, because, you know, I'm trying to pimp this bike out. I'm going for the title of sexiest Freego X2 on YouTube right now. And not much competition from what I've seen, but, you know. So yeah, first mod we're going to be talking about is by far my favorite mod. We're going to be talking about the Warp 9 handlebars and the stem lock. On a scale of 1 to 5 difficulty, I definitely would put these up closer to like 3.5, 4. You can do it with super basic tools. It's more so just, you do have to do a little bit of cutting on the top of the stem. But the reason why I personally started with this mod, one, it looks nice because Warp 9 makes both handlebars and the stem lock. You can get the colors matched relatively well, which is kind of nice. Also, having sturdy handlebars on these things, especially when we're doing things like wheelies and stunting and off-roading, extremely important to have. And the stem lock is really nice because whenever you crash while you're doing wheelies or off-road whatnot type stuff, you ain't got to worry about, like, my first week of riding, I had to fix my handlebars probably 7 or 8 times. And that is honestly kind of lame, to be 100% honest with you. So, yeah. Stem lock. Let's do this real quick. So yeah, handlebars, stem lock, Warp 9. It also comes with the riser that you see back there. I love this setup. Their handlebars, I did test 1 or 2 before I went with these guys. And I mean, the swoop, the angle, me personally, I'm like 5'10"-ish. With these on here, I sit perfectly. It feels nice. Moving to the front of the bike. Also, all of these will be linked down below in the description. Thank you so much for those of you guys who have already liked, subscribed, done all those things. And those of you guys who use the links in the description, thank you so much. That's how I buy all the stupid stuff for my bike. And also, the custom plates, as you guys can see, the Freego X2 in purple and black. That's what I'm running. I am doing custom plates now. Just hit me up in Discord with the design. We can talk. Not Discord. Instagram. Hit me up on my Instagram. We'll talk, figure something else out. And yeah. But yeah, headlight, definitely a necessity. This one, super freaking bright. I love it. It's great. If I could turn it off. But yeah, definitely Surron style front fender. I don't know if that's down in the description. I'll make sure to add it if I don't have it. And yeah. As far as the front of the bike, also make sure to buy your thing, because I need to sell more so I can buy more stuff for my bike. Definitely would recommend having some sort of side view mirror on your bike. No, it's not the prettiest of things. It kind of makes it seem a little bit more cluttered up front. But if you have them on your bike while you're on the street, it makes you a little bit more road legal because you have headlight, tail light, and side mirrors. Cops will kind of get off your nuts a little bit more. But yeah, I think that's everything from the front of the bike. At some point, I do plan on replacing the front brake with some Maguras, but honestly just haven't gotten that far yet. And then I did get an upgraded top clamp for the triple clamp. I don't have it on yet, but that's going to go on there too at some point. And also, while we're up here, we're going to talk about the seat. Have this link down below. Everything's linked down below, just know that. The seat, definitely recommend it. I love it. It's great. if we're going to be doing wheelies and stuff, it is a necessity. I kind of just threw mine together because I think I'm going to go with the purple one instead of a black one, because the 50 Shades of Purple Freego, I think that's the official name, because I have like 3 different shades of purple on here now. Make sure you measure twice and cut once, because I cut a little bit short here on the edge. Hopefully you can see that. My screen turned off, like right in there. And I got some staples right there. I did catch one staple to the butt, which kind of sucked. But yeah, that was the thing. Yeah, I'm gonna ride a little bit more and then we'll get on to the rest of the things I have done to the bike. Yeah, let's do that. Whew. So, we're back on the road. Yeah. Also, one thing I probably should have mentioned, a good portion of these mods will work for the Freego X2 Pro. Me personally, I don't own a Pro. They don't want to send me out a Pro. I kind of understand. I don't have a massive following or anything like that, so, you know, kind of makes sense. More reason why you guys need to like, subscribe, and do all those things, so I can get me some free e-bikes and whatnot. And I'm not making money like that guy mowing lawns. Granted, I still have to mow my lawn at some point. It's that time of year. But one thing I did want to talk about that I forgot to talk about in my last video is, so Freego has gone out and released their 60 volt 40 amp hour battery, but here's the issue. They only released the battery with the Freego X2 Pro, so us base model X2 owners, we don't get none of that. And that was kind of annoying because from the looks of it, the batteries are fairly identical, and if they're any different, the only reason they are different is probably because Freego's like, you can definitely tell they're trying to push their X2 model a lot harder than they're trying to push the X2 Pro a lot harder than they're trying to push the X2, which is, I don't want to use the term sketchy, but it's kind of odd, because you would think they would just try and push them the same and just have the X2, the Pro, be like higher end model, more profits on the model, even though it's almost the same bike. But yeah, so they're definitely pushing it more, but I have noticed when I got my X2, don't get me wrong, I had my fair share of issues and things that I didn't enjoy with the bike. Like, I had some tire issues that I eventually figured out, and that was really my big one. I had some tire issues, brake issues is a really big one, but they're not like detrimental really to the whole bike. Whereas with the X2 now, I've noticed a lot of people saying like, there's a really big thing I'm going to refer to as the Freego Speedgate. Go ahead, hashtag that, YouTube that, Freego Speedgate. Because a lot of the, the X2 Pros aren't getting the top speeds and whatnot. And that is kind of interesting because at one point, I'm fairly sure way before the Pro came out, there was like rumors. I know I had started part of that rumor because of somewhere I had saw that the top speed was only going to be 28 miles an hour, but then it changed and it was like, oh no, you can get 50. I'm definitely thinking that part of the reason for that was that it was originally going to be 28. They flipped it up to 50. But then by that point, it's kind of already like, they had already started production, were ready to sell them at 28, and then eventually put them up to 50. That's just my guess, all speculation. If someone from Freego wants to contact me and fill me in on what actually is going on, that would totally be appreciated and fine. But as far as I know right now, that is kind of the issue. which, I mean, they are doing their part about trying to fix it, and part of it is just user error. Like, not everyone's super tech savvy or watched all the videos or paid like 100% attention to everything that happened in every video. And like, I'm one of those people where when I learn about something, I go in hard. So there's that. But yeah, kind of sucks that we don't get an upgraded battery version, but also partially that freaking battery is $900. And I just feel like for the price you pay for this bike, like, don't get me wrong, I love my X2, and the base model X2, if they had released the battery for that, would kind of be another story, just because it's kind of like, okay, you had your X2, say you had your X2 for a year now, whatever, you really like the bike. At some point, the battery is going to degrade, especially like if you actually like it and you're riding the crap out of it. It's definitely going to degrade over time. So having an option for the spare battery is really cool, especially because like me, I'd go out on like trips, like day trips, whatnot, take the e-bike. You can get 20 miles on the stock one, go back, then mob around, and then get another 25 miles on an upgraded battery or something along those lines. But because you already had the bike, like, buying another battery is not the biggest deal. But for the X2 Pro, my issues with it are, dude, trying to talk and wheelie is not easy whatsoever. But so my issue with it with the Pro is the fact that, like, you're buying a brand new bike and then you're expected to buy an upgraded battery, which is kind of like, you know, people buy their Surron and then the next day they go out and buy a Chai battery. But the issue is, one, they're not offering an option to buy the X2 Pro with the upgraded battery, which honestly on their end is literally a couple presses of a button. Like, it would be annoying for the bikes that come out of storage, because they probably have a lot of them made and they're just like, okay, they have the boxes ready, someone comes in, places an order gets shipped out, good and gone, right? But versus if they want the bigger battery, then they have to do the battery with the box. But even then, just having a separate system where they can, okay, orders without upgraded battery go straight from the factory, ones with battery upgrade come from somewhere else. That one was nice. I like that. And so on and be forth. But what they're trying to do is sell you the bike and the battery. The bike itself is like 26, I believe, and then the battery is another 900. So you're paying 3,800 bucks almost. Probably more for a Freego. And once you get in that $4,000 range, I feel like, just me personally, I've never ridden the Freego X2. It might be an amazing experience, and like, just what the bike should be and is amazing. I'm not sure. I don't have one. But from what I've seen in my research, I would definitely say you could do better things for $4,000 with an e-bike. Maybe the Freego is exactly everything you need in a bike and what you want, and you want to spend $4,000, but I don't think for the everyday person, that is a realistic option. Cause I mean, you can even buy a clapped out Surron for $3,000, 32, and then spend $1,200 on a battery. You're at 42 with a 72 volt ish or 66, but you can get 66 like 50 amp hours. So you're cool in either way. But yeah, that was kind of just my thoughts and ramblings on that particular. I just think it's lame that, because like me personally, I ride the life out of my X2, and like, I will probably blow this battery at some point, not even gonna lie, just because the ferocity I ride this bike at and doing stuff like that, which was kind of a nice wheelie. I like it. Wheelie game's getting there. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But yeah, don't want to drag on too much about that, but I do think that's kind of lame. Now let's get somewhere and finish talking about these mods. Just pull up and park. I do love the park button on this bike, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so back to talking about mods while my fingers warm up so I can do a couple more wheelies before I go home and get warm. So we talked about the seat cover, the handlebars, all that, turn signals, whatnot. One major mod I would suggest is upgrade your pedals, dude. Like, it's really cheap to do, but it actually makes a really big difference, especially if you're actually gonna like hoon on this bike and try and get down. Like the ones with the little like proper little knobbies on them are perfect because they will keep your feet like planted to the bike. I freaking love it. Also, one thing I did add to my bike, I have it right under there. You can hopefully see that little box. I got some LED lights that just go down the back just to add some extra, people can see me better and I don't get ran over at night, which is really nice. Also, I got this little flap thing. I just have it zip tied right here around the top of the shock and then right under the holes for the rear fender. This is really good because it helps keep water out of your battery. One thing I always do, if it's a super rainy day, I'll wipe this down with alcohol, make sure the battery's fully in there, and then I'll put a piece of like duct tape or something back there. It's not the prettiest, but it will help keep water out of there. And then also underneath there, I had one that went down there that just covered this whole part right here, but I messed that up. I messed that up bad. But if I don't, I'll make sure to link those in the description, because I know a lot of people have been asking how to keep water out, and it's not 100% perfect, but it does help. And then you can also put like a little piece of tape on the inside of here, under there, and that'll help a little bit too. And so, for those of you newbie noobs who aren't perfect at wheeling or in the process of wheeling, these last two mods will be like your godsend. First, I got these pegs off of Amazon. They're freaking banger. What I do is I hook my one foot under it, have one foot on the pedal, and I use that to wheelie. That is not the best way to wheelie for everyone, but for me, it kind of works out perfectly. Yeah, I've been doing it. If you guys would like me to, go ahead, comment down below. I'll drop a video of kind of my wheelie progression, where I've gotten and how it's going for me. If you watch my older wheelie videos where I'm still super learning, I'm way past that now. And then also the Magura MT5E brakes. I got those put in. I did have to add a couple washers in there. You might see them right down there. A couple extra washers just to help with the spacing. There was a little bit of scrubbing for like a couple days, a couple rides, but honestly, so much better than the stock. You can see that little 5 boop right there. Freaking awesome. Loving it. But yeah, also, these tires, I freaking love them. But we're going to talk about these tires for a second. So, you can see them on the front too. They're freaking amazing. But, so, if you're strictly off-road, hardcore, killing it, dirt, mud, just dirty off-road riding, recommend you to stay with the stock ones. Just stay with the stock. That's what you need to do. But if you're doing a lot of street riding, dude, these a little bit pricey, but so worth it. So much better of a ride off-road. So much smoother. It's actually freaking nice. Like, I love them. I love them so much. I should have done it sooner. If you like sliding, a little bit of looseness off-road, these will be perfect for you. Highly recommend checking them out. Don't forget, all the stuff in this video today is linked down below in the description, and it helps me keep doing stupid stuff, so use the description. I think as far as mods though, that is probably going to be the gist of what I have on the bike. I would love to hear about the mods you guys have on your bikes, just because like I'm curious. I think it's kind of cool. Haven't done anything for power yet, but we talked about in one of my other videos about that, so I'm not going to rehash in this video. If you want to learn, make sure you guys check out my other content, help me get monetized, and we can go full bore into buying stupid things for freaking e-bikes, because why not? It's fun. But yeah, I'm going to ride around and do some stupid stuff. You guys have a nice day, night, whatever. Peace out.